Mama rolling stone. I'm too wild for you to know. You know with this meant to speed.
We're in the underworld tonight.
Would you leave? I learned the game from some heavyweights.
Underworld chat. In order to get to the love and light, we gotta go to the underworld, baby.
I wish I could take it easy, but this fan was. That's my mama, I've been hustling since the sandbox. Mama, rolling stone.
Before we get to that love and light shit, we gotta go to the underworld. Let me know if you can hear me. This is not a conversation for those whose hands are squeaky clean. This is not a conversation for those who are stuck in the perpetual victimhood narrative. This is not for you. This is not your conversation. This is not your space tonight. We're in the underworld tonight. If you ain't never laid hands on nobody in a space that wasn't coming from love, this ain't the conversation for you. This is not the conversation for you. Because if we're gonna be anything, if we really gonna heal out this bitch, we gotta be fucking for real. Gotta be fucking for real. And yes, this is fueled and motivated by the video that came out. Both of them, the fake ass apology. Hades dragging Persephone back into the underworld. Scorpion versus the virginal Virgo Persephone. And if you make it to the other side of this, you might rise, Phoenix. But we gotta be fucking for real if we're gonna be anything. You know, I didn't go by DarkYogi for no reason. So it was mostly my metaphysical, dark, shadowy conversations that helped solidify that name. But this is about domestic violence. Now, I done been drug a bitch and a nigga or 2 or 3 in my day. And it's really important that we talk about how we weren't always, I wasn't always the victim. A time of 3, I was the antagonist. We're not always the victim. Just because we're in these female bodies. I wouldn't even fight females when I was younger. I haul off and slap a dude just cause I felt like it. Whole lot of ugly to get to this part. Whole lot of darkness to get this bright. So like I said, this is Underworld Chat. And it's gotta get dark. We gotta be fucking for real on who we are. I don't want to hear from the love and light people, oh, we need to sit down and have God. Oh my God, can we just be fucking for real? Can we just be fucking for real and talk about it? Like, yeah, I done laid hands on a motherfucker and it was not out of love. But at the same time, there were more than enough cues from that individual that they were an antagonist, that they were a habitual line stepper, that they had certain character traits that turned my stomach, that made my palms get sweaty, made me want to clench my fist before that event happened, to where I laid my hands in anger, disgust, resentment. So this is about accountability. There were always signs before. There were always signs before I ended up laying my hands on somebody, male or female. And vice versa. But this is about me and my accountability. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was my out. That was my out right there. It's like, nah, you gonna end up tapping into something that you don't want to identify with no more. This ain't a safe space. You need to get up out of here. They're gonna take you back to your old self, right? But due to what? Comfortability. Oh no, I can heal it. I can do bullshit. Bullshit. That was your out. And so, like, we really gotta be fucking for real when it comes to these topics of the origins of where this shit comes from. Why do we keep finding ourselves in these predicaments, in these environments, attracting these partners, right? A lot of times we're not aware of what's in our immediate auric field. What's your auric field? Is your energetic body that extends out. I want to say, is it 7 feet? Yeah. And sometimes, a lot of times, I would say a lot of times we don't recognize that that's what's pulling and having us moving in and out of each other's orbit. Because that cycle is trying to repeat. Yeah? That cycle is either trying to repeat or it's trying to end through these two individuals. But once one person is conscious of what's happening, that's where they have the power to choose. Either we're going to keep going into the underworld, we're going to keep going and descending into the underworld, or we're going to rise and we're going to ascend above it. But you also, let's say being the more mature, the more aware person in the dynamic, this is your opportunity to gauge whether that person has done enough work to ascend with you. Don't go projecting depth of what they could be and all that other bullshit that get you fucked off in the end. Nah. Look deep. You know that motherfucker can't swim. They can't even dog paddle, let alone dive. You're a diver. You're born to dive. You've been diving since you've been diving shit since conception, bitch. That's your out. That's it right there. You ain't gotta go no further than that. You ain't got shit to prove to nobody. This is self-preservation 101. This is the first one. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. Survive. Stop causing more trauma in somebody else's lives than your own life. It's simple. Shit. And when you recognize, like, all right, wait, I'm in this bitch a little bit too deep. I can see myself. I can see them, whatever the case may be. I can see scenarios where my lowest, unhealed, my most wounded self is going to get to acting up. So this ain't no conversation for victims and, oh, well, if they would know. The burden of responsibility lies upon the person who recognizes the chink or the flaw in the armor first. You are now charged with being the adult in that situation. You carry that. Accountability, it's like we're allergic to it. We're allergic to that shit. And I just, we gotta be fucking for real. We have to be for real when it comes to how we treat one another, how we lay hands on one another. Shit. If you're a parent and you done went a little bit too far with spanking your child, this video is for you. Watch it back later. Get to the root. Get to the root. And ain't nothing wrong with, like, hey, once you recognize that you are possibly going to end up slipping back into your underworld behaviors, that's where you decide, in terms of self-preservation, what direction do you want to go? This isn't even about them anymore. This is about you. This is about your soul. This is about your karmic debt. And keeping your slate clean. So whenever y'all ready, book a session with a nigga and let's get to it and work on some tools. Help you pivot up out of that underworld energy. Because if we're going to be anything on this page, in this space, in my energetic field, we're going to be fucking for real. If you got issues with losing control of your hands, yeah. You're responsible for your reaction. You are responsible for your reactions. Not what the fuck they do. Even if they got you fucked up. You already saw there was a pattern of behavior before that event happened to where you lost control of your hands. You already saw that. That's where the charge happened. That's when you were supposed to make your pivot. But now things have escalated to the point you defied God, your consciousness, your higher self, your aligned self, the one that's keeping you out of trouble, the one that tells you to go left instead of go right. But you want to be grown, right? Now you're going to fuck around and find out. And oh my God, now you got to call the police and do all of that. But get your ass out of here. You ain't no motherfucking victim, nigga. Me to me. You knew that motherfucker had an issue. You knew that motherfucker was immature. You knew this person couldn't let go. You knew all of those things beforehand. And now you done lost control of your hands. You lost already. You lost. If you can't communicate your way out of a situation and now you're to the point where you done lost, you using your hands, you've already lost. You've already lost. In your big adult body and in your big age, you have lost. And it's okay. You lost when you decided to stick around, actually. So now, your anger is your God. You have left your throne. You have left your seat above the bullshit. And now you descend into the underworld. Don't let guilt, shame, fear, and all that other shit keep you down there. Because next thing you know, start spiraling. You drinking, you smoking, you popping, you doing all other shit, laying around with other low-level entities and shit, just taking on more and more karma, more and more muddying up your aura, because you think you deserve. You're not a victim. That's you playing victim. You're not a victim. Get the fuck up. You're not a victim. Get up. I'm only telling you what I know based on lived experience. But I can't help you if you're not gonna be fucking for real. Oh, and don't get me into the dopamine hit after the fact, after the heightened, and oh my God, I was wrong, and then we dopamine, oxytocin, all that fake ass love shit, toxic karmic loop. You just repeat another cycle. So again, that's the trick. The devil, if you will. That's how the devil tricks you back into loving the underworld and staying in that bullshit. Now you in another cycle for however many years. You fuck around if you're male and female and you have a kid. Now they gotta work off your debt. So like I said, if we're gonna be anything, we're gonna be fucking for real from here on out. And my page, my work, the things that I do, this is only for people who are ready to move past the victim narrative. No, we're alchemists. We're in control. We know what the fuck we be doing, even when we don't know what the fuck we be doing. We don't consciously know what we doing, but we know what the fuck we be doing. We know what we signed up for. No. So, I'm gonna leave that there. Whenever y'all ready. I am Taisha, arise, nigga. AKA DarkYogi, AKA Dragonfly. We gonna fuck around and heal in this motherfucker. Fucking with me, nigga. We gonna fuck around and heal. This is a victim-free zone, no. We're ascending. That's it, that's all. Ascension or nothing at all, period. Peace.